Hello friends, and welcome to today's cash stuffing video. This is where I'm cash stuffing some of our variable expenses and our sinking funds for the next 2 weeks. I always have my handy dandy cheat sheet with everything that I'm going to be stuffing. That I've got the 1,435 to do, plus I've got a little bit extra. So if you stick around to the end, you'll see what that is, where it came from, and where I put it to. Let's go ahead, get the money in the cash tray, and get started. Money is in the cash tray. I have my 3 main binders that I use here. My small binder, this one is for my variable, and then my 2 larger binders, those are for my fixed. So I'll go ahead, set these other 2 off to the side. We'll get to them shortly. And I only do, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I tend to only do a few of our variable expenses in cash. A lot of it is done actually electronically, but I do always like to have a little bit of money on me for personal. So personal is going to get $50. This is an A7, that's why I do have to fold the notes, but it tends to fit in my daily use handbag. For groceries, groceries is going to get 400. So it gets 3 beautiful $100 notes, and actually I'm gonna take 3 of the older ones, as well as 2 50s. So channeling my inner Taylor. If you're not familiar with Taylor over at Taylor Louise Budgets, she likes to call herself a note snob. I think she is anything but. However, using the older notes for things that will be spent and then saving the newer notes is kind of her thing. So I am channeling her today. That is for groceries for the next 2 weeks. Household is going to get 50. I have, for the most part, already taken the money that was not spent for the last 2 weeks out, but we do actually tend to spend all of the money in our variable envelopes. We have been cash budgeting for, over 15 years. So we're pretty well honed in to what our amounts are going to be. For spend, this is for my spending, AKA my Starbucks fund, even though I am getting a bit better about that. However, with the semester starting, more coffee, more better. Days are getting much longer for me between with teaching and with research. I've got conferences coming up, stuff like that. For fuel, I have not pulled out the money for fuel this time, but I tried this for the first time we have $300 for fuel. I tend to use about $150 of it for one fill up for my vehicle, and then my husband with his bike uses the other $150. I had $10 left over. I'm going to keep that in there, and then I'm going to remind myself to pull out the $150 for fuel. Nothing for transport. The bestest boys, those are my dogs. Nothing in cash is needed this time around. Nothing for eating out, and nothing for why didn't we think of that. So that takes care of that binder, plus the additional $100 for my husband. I had asked in the last video what you guys thought that he spends his money on, and most of you were correct in that he uses it for beer. And $100 might seem like a lot for beer, but beer is very expensive in Australia. And then whatever he has left over, he actually tends to hold on to it and uses it for Jeep parts or for really unhealthy snacks, because we don't tend to have snacky type things in our grocery budget. So he gets his $100, and that takes care of that first binder there for our day-to-day type expenses that we use for cash. The remainder come out of a digital account. So we'll get that set off to the side. The next binder I'm going to go to, this I kind of call, I guess it's sort of like a high-ish priority. I'm honestly really not sure. I don't know what to label my binders. Like, so many people, like, they have really cool names. The only one that I have that's really fun is for my Jeep modifications, my go out and play with it binder, but otherwise my regular ones are actually kind of, well, they're quite boring, really. If you have names for your binders, let me know in the comments what you label them, if you have them. If you don't have binders, that's all right as well. But just really curious how other people organize and name and label the things that they have. So I have my dashboard with the goals that we have for each of our envelopes. I had mentioned in a previous video that I was thinking of maybe focusing a bit more on set funds, get those filled, and then roll some of that money over to the next. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of that today. Car regos, so registrations, we have multiple vehicles. We have 3 vehicles and we have 2 motorcycles that we have to register each year. And so those registrations add up. We're looking at getting about $4,000 that is added in here. So I have $1,500 in the bank. That's 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 20, 40, 60, 80. So 2,080 out of $4,000 that we are working towards. And I did make a tracker for this. I just haven't printed it off and added it in. So, but I do have a couple of placeholders in there. Car maintenance is getting $50, so that's going to give us $70. For our vehicle gap, our insurance gap, we've got $600 that are already in the bank. And I want to get this up to $1,000, so it is going to get $50 going into it today. That's going to give us $650. And I'll be doing a full counting of everything eventually. Callie, this is my daily driver. And this is for her servicing. And I actually did make a little tracker for her, each of the icons for $15, saving up about $500. I do have capped service pricing at $400 on her. I'm just putting an additional $100 basically as a cushion, and she is going to get $60 today. And she actually has her service coming up at $15. Then that means I can color in 4 icons. I'm going to stick with the spanner. And the reason why she has to go in for servicing, so she is a new car. I bought her just near the end of 2021. I paid cash for her. And to maintain the warranty, I have to take her in. That and car servicing it's just expensive in Australia. Kind of like everything in Australia, really. Irish, she is our off-road vehicle. We're able to do all of the servicing and maintenance on her ourselves. She will eventually have a tracker. I just haven't added one yet. The Mocking Hawk, she is getting $10. So you can see where I have changed it up just a little bit to where I can focus on one. The Mocking Hawk is the least driven. She has to go in for her servicing as well. Again, for warranty purposes. All of our vehicles are paid for in full, but because she is only used when it rains and my husband basically can't ride his motorcycle, so she doesn't need the servicing as often. The Gutless Wonder is getting $10. And again, not ridden near as much as his, which I had given the name The New Wifey, but she actually does have a new name now. I just can't really share that because it would probably get flagged by YouTube. She is going to need about $400, and so each icon is worth 20. So we've got 20 in there, and then another 20. So we will fill in another little icon. Appraisal, nothing going into the appraisal because we just had that done. Home projects, still don't know what the next home project is going to be. And home maintenance, because we're going to be coming out of winter eventually and going into spring, which means we're going to have to start getting the lawn ready. That is getting $50. and that gives us 75 there. So home maintenance, yeah, it's really just like those little niggly things, pest control, yeah, just all that fun home ownership stuff. And then the second half, always start off with our camping, and $100 is going in to this one. Each icon pretty much comes to $25. $10 is going into He Survived. So He Survived, that is basically me saving up for mine and my husband's 25 years togetherness, and that he has survived me going through graduate school, moving to another country, and, you know, kicking butt on a terminal illness. So when we hit those 25 years in 3 years from now, because I will still be here 3 years from now, I am going to beat this darn thing. And we're going to celebrate quite nicely. Luxury is only getting $5 because I'm putting money towards He Survived. So he's actually taking from my luxury fund, as men do. Medical is getting nothing, and the No Nakeds, which is clothing, not putting anything into that either. My dog, however, in their stupidity fund. So not that my dogs are stupid. I love my dogs, but one of my dogs does really stupid things. And so $40 is going into that fund. In fact, Turbo just recently had another little trip to the vet. It was just for his regular checkup, and we had to refill his prescription. So my dog is allergic to our grass, and 2 little paw print hearts are going to get colored in here. And so we can now get his prescriptions about almost 3 months, so about 80 days at a time for his antibiotics, because he is so large. But some people ask, well, why not have pet insurance? The pet insurance that we originally had actually cost us about $250 a fortnight, because they are such big dogs. And so we got enough money set aside to cover anything major, like if they do cruciate or anything like that. And then the rest of it, it's less for us to pay out of pocket than it is to deal with a pet insurance company. So that is why we have that additional little fund aside from their pet emergency fund. Subscriptions gets $25, and these are just things that come due, you know, different times, different points throughout the year. So 20 and a 5 going in there. That gives us 75. I don't have a tracker for subscriptions because I don't know. What would a subscription tracker even look like? It's wonky. Unlabeled for tattoo, nothing going in there. Travel, Marcus, ever since you told me that I have to put something in there, there is something going into travel. So that is $20 going in there. And I do have some extra money. So this last one, this is for my Jeep binder. I'm meant to have $210 going in. This is from Etsy sales, and then also from completing surveys. I do surveys online for additional money, so I had $60 from that. But I got, finally, if you watch Caroline over at CaroCash, she's always talking about the Fraser $20 notes. And so I actually finally got a Fraser 20, and it's an AA from 2019. And I'm not sure really what any of it means, but I know she's an absolute huge fan of these. And so I figured, you know what, I might just set this to the side. So that's going to give me 190 added to my take it out and play with it, which I have decided I'm just going to stuff at the end of each pay period. for that. So, or not each pay period, at the end of each month. Jeez, I cannot think today. I'm not braining. So we're gonna have what, 51, 52, 50, 70, 90, 310, 330, $350 to put towards, mostly to my Jeeps. So that will be an upcoming video for that. And that takes care of the black binder. That brings me to my final binder that I'm going to be stuffing today. And this binder is pretty much all about celebrations. I have $100 going to my son's birthday fund, and I did, as promised. I'm not sure if I promised it, but probably mentioned it. I did make a tracker for specifically for his birthday. So we save up $500 for our son for his birthday. We give them, oof, no, there's only one. We give him that money to invest. And so it's basically, you know, it's a tracker. It's a simple tracker. And can be split out to where you can have each level being something different. So if you didn't have $20, if you only had $10, you would only color in one layer of the cake. But since I have the 20 going in, same with balloons. If you had 30, then you would put in, you know, all three. If you only had 10, you would do one. With the hats, you can actually color in each of the different sections. That's $5 each. And then there's $50 ones down at the bottom that are $25 each, or for $50 total. This is why I'm not putting anything into mine and my husband's. So he has 100, that is in the bank. That's 200. Yeah, 100 in the bank, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, and $20. So I think next paycheck I should be able to have this one complete. And I'm not sure, I haven't listed any of the trackers that I've made because $500 seems like a lot for a birthday, but I might check it up and see how it goes. I don't know. Let me know if I should or if I shouldn't. That's kind of neither here nor there. It could also be used for multiple birthdays, I guess, maybe. To me, it just seems like $500 is a lot, but my son is an adult and it is for investing, which is why we're okay with the amount that, the amount that we have there. Gifts is going to get $5. We've got $15 in gifts. This is a variable. This is rotating. It's just as we need to take money out of it, we do. And then if we need to put money back in, we do. Easter, nothing. Father's Day, nothing. I completely forgot about poor Wilma and her upcoming wedding to Fred Jr. Please forgive me, Fred Jr. So I didn't actually schedule anything for wedding, but don't despair. I actually have some extra money that I'm going to be putting there. And that rhymed. The final $40 is going into the Christmas fund. And so this is my wonderful Jack Skellington Christmas envelope. And then I just made a tracker. This is not for sale just because proprietary. But I do have $40, which is what each icon is worth, even though I don't have that filled in. Note to self, editing Erin, correct that. And so those two notes go in there, but that gives us 40, 80, 120, 160, and 200. Do I have 200? 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60. I do have 200. I will be doing a counting and probably condensing because it's probably a good idea. So that is everything that I had for just what was scheduled. But what I do also have is I usually chuck in like I always chuck in my fives and I save them along with my coins. Not going to count those. They're super loud. And leftover like rollover money. So I had 2 10s. So I've got $20 And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So I've got $70 that is left over that I figure I can put into some of these folders, envelopes that I hadn't planned for. So I'll start off just with going $5 into anniversary, and I will do $5 for my birthday. Actually, I'll do $15 into my birthday. So $15 into my birthday, put $10 into Gaz's birthday. He's got until June, so we've got heaps of time. And if I finish up Peyton's next paycheck, then I'll be able to really get some of those other ones filled out as well. Gifts, may as well put in an additional 5 there because it's not going to hurt. Easter, I do need to start saving up for Peyton's Easter gift. So same as his birthday, same as Christmas, he gets $500 to in all 3 holidays throughout the year. Father's Day, we'll give him $5. Gaz already has his Father's Day gift for this year. In Australia, Father's Day is in September, not June. So we'll be saving for next September. Mother's Day, we'll get $5. The wedding, be there or be square. Yeah, we'll give $10 to the wedding. And so the wedding is for when my really, really good friend Marlene from Snow Gardener 307 comes to visit Australia when she's in Queensland, at least in Brizzy. Then that is just money for me to go out and hang out and take her to some of my favorite places around here. And then I'm going to put $10, the remaining. Yeah, I'm going to put the remaining $10 into my self-care challenge. So I will color in my rocks and the flower. And so that is $10, yeah, going in there. So that allocates all of the money that I had for these 2 weeks. Let me know what you think of taking the 5s and the 10s that are saved instead of putting them like into a savings challenge or something like that, but of actually using those to fill out some of my other envelopes, because I've seen so many different ways that people do things, and then when I think I make a decision about something, I'm like, oh, maybe I should change it. But if you have any thoughts, drop them down in the comment box below. If you have stuck around for this long, try to just leave a heart emoji in the comment section as well. Just because, you know, hearts and love is good and they give warm fuzzies, and you know that I like warm fuzzies. And the same if you want to give warm fuzzies, give this video a thumbs up as well. I do have a unboxing video coming up soon because I received this in the mail. I'm going to be doing that unboxing and I'll have that video up soonish. I don't like putting exact times on things because if I don't stick to that time, then it's like, oh, you didn't do it. And also I will be cash stuffing that money for my Jeep fund as well, going into that binder. Otherwise, I hope wherever you are that you are staying well, that you are staying healthy, and that you are staying happy. Do remember to, please remember to choose kindness, show gratitude, always keep a positive mindset, and I will see you in the next video.